Hey there, it's Mark Barrett, and thanks for stopping by and checking out my video. Well, how do I even begin to describe it? Hmm. Well, it's kind of like being transported into a parallel universe of network marketing. And in this universe, the only thing that's different is that you actually make money in your network marketing company in your first 90 days. Novel concept, eh? Now, if you've been watching any science fiction, I love that stuff. You know the allegory here. A parallel universe is a reality that's actually identical to our own, except for just a few tiny things that are totally different. I mean, if somehow you were magically transported into one, you would immediately recognize everything. Your wife or husband would look the same, the dog the same, the house would be the same, the backyard, everything the same, maybe for just one little detail. Like when you check your bank statement and somehow there's $10 million in there. Now, this is where you start running around the house, yelling and screaming, waving that bank statement in the air, and muttering something about going to Tahiti. And suddenly you notice no one understands what you're so excited about. There seems to be nothing strange about it to anybody else. It's just always been that way. Now, I know what you're thinking. That other universe is starting to look pretty good right now. So our first thought is probably, oh yes, take me there quickly. However, as science fiction teaches us, there's always a price to pay. When you change just one little factor in our reality, then you give up something in return. Well, back to the main point of the article, the top tier MLM business model. What exactly is top tier, and how come you don't know about it? Well, it's been around for quite a while, but it's not as recognized as traditional, or I'll refer to it standard MLM. Now, standard MLMs are the ones that everybody's familiar with. They're like Amway or Nu Skin or Fortune High Tech, MonaV, all the companies we know and have been exposed to over the years. Now, what makes a company a standard MLM is that the entry fee when you sign up as a distributor is generally only a few $100s. Now, because that entry fee is so small, even if you're a super recruiter and can bring in 10 or 20 reps a month into the business, you're never going to be able to make a full-time income based on your personal recruiting efforts. That's just not how the standard business model and standard MLM is designed. To make that money, you're going to need to build a team of several hundred reps. I mean, to earn even a few thousand in residual commissions. And if you want to get to the kind of money most people associate with network marketing, you're going to need 10,000 or more. Now that means that you're going to have to build a big team and establish that magical duplication in your downline that is so critical to your success. Now, because of this, your success now depends on factors that are totally outside your direct control. And even if you're a really good recruiter and you bring in hundreds of people to your opportunity, sometimes that magical duplication just doesn't occur. We've all seen it happen. Everything seems to be perfectly lined up, and then bam, the market changes. The company doesn't handle something right. There are endless possibilities that can go wrong. A textbook example of this would be what happened recently to the mega viral MLM success story of the decade, MonaV. You can check out my blog update post on the MonaV problem. Now, that of course is just part of the territory. Some businesses fly and some die. It's no different in MLM. Now enter the world of top tier MLM. In a top tier MLM business model, everything is the same except the entry fee to sign up as a distributor is higher. Generally, it's in the range of $2,000 to $10,000 or more. Now, when you sign up as a rep in this model, you generally get a 50% commission for sponsoring somebody. So you can generate commissions of $1,000 to as much as $9,000 a transaction in some top tier companies. Now, supporters of the top tier model point out that this totally changes the dynamics of the MLM business model into a much more powerful and lucrative opportunity. Usually a top tier model, I mean a person can enter the network marketing business, go out and prospect, and even assuming it takes them 2 or 3 months to get their feet wet, they could be earning $10,000 a month or more within 90 days, even if no duplication occurs. I told you this was a parallel universe. Now, this puts a distributor in the position of being able to earn a full-time income right from the beginning. Yeah, what an interesting concept, huh? This top-tier model is primarily dependent on your own personal efforts, so it's more of a direct sales model with the residual tacked onto the back end of the compensation plan. Now, because the compensation plan is heavily weighted on the front end, this business model is also referred to as GPT, or Get Paid Today. Now, of course, it seems that the biggest barrier for top-tier companies to recruiting would be convincing the average MLM person who has problems trying to talk a prospect into a $500 startup kit that is just as easy to sell a $10,000 one. But is it really more difficult? Franchising is booming today. We have a turbulent economy going on right now. People are being disenfranchised out of their jobs. There's high unemployment. So it seems like it would be more difficult. There's a lot of people looking for opportunity. And I tell you what, the franchise market is pulling them in. And probably the cheapest franchise you can find is $5,000 at a minimum. On average, I would say the cheapest is $30,000. And then, of course, you're married to the bricks and mortar and you're going to be working with teenagers for the rest of your lives. That's not too attractive. So now, of course, with a high ticket sign up, the potential prospect pool is probably smaller. But then again, you really don't need to sponsor many people to get to 5 figures a month, do you? Maybe 3 or 4. Now, historically, you built a top-tier MLM business the same way you build a traditional MLM. You make a list, you do meetings, you advertise, the standard routine. However, the biggest boost to the top-tier MLM business model has been the marriage of network marketing prospecting with online lead generation systems. I mean, if you have a large enough pool of prospects to pull from, you can pretty much sell anything at any price. That's what marketing teaches us. In today's market, the big earners in the top-tier MLM companies are almost all using online marketing approaches and automated sales systems to tap their markets. So really, which is the best business model? Well, actually, I like them both. As I pointed out in my blog post, Is Network Marketing Dead? GPT offers a way to get to the big money faster, a few months as opposed to a few years, really. But it probably tops out at maybe $100,000 a month. Now, it's not a bad neighborhood, of course. MLM takes longer, but since your ultimate team will be bigger, the top incomes are much higher. Now, to confuse things even more, there are reps that actually do both. They reason that since not everybody is going to be attracted to the same company or product, why not have both of them in your store? Now, of course, in the world of traditional MLM or old school network marketing, this is pure heresy, right? Do more than one deal. But I'm not so sure. For those in traditional MLM, people that love their companies or product but realize that it's going to take them a few years to build up that duplication, marketing both as a really workable hybrid business model that can provide both the front end funding so that they can afford to do the slower build on the true residual business opportunity. I mean, in the final analysis, I love the MLM universe, and there's something to be said for just about all the business model variations. However, the confusing part in the average MLM world or traditional MLM world is that with only minute variations in the business models, we're talking about compensation plans, right? Unilevel, matrix, binary. There are so many choices in companies that most people make it just based on whether or not they like a product. That's really not a good way to do it. With top tier, the business model is actually so different that it doesn't seem to suffer from the same type of competition in the mind of the prospect. Now, this is important. They either see it or they don't. And one big advantage is that they can generally see a more achievable path to the money 2 or 3 months as opposed to 2 or 3 years. So dive in, make your choice, and GPT, get paid today, or GPT, get paid tomorrow, but GP, get paid. For more information on this, you can click on the website link down below this video, or if you want to view my complete blog post on this or some of the related articles, go to my blog at www.askmarkbarrett.com. That's AskMarkBarrett.com. And I tell you what, hey, if you enjoyed this video, share the love. Give me a couple stars, tweet it to your friends, put it on your Facebook profile, and I'll see you on the next video.